In late February, I went to the health clinic for an annual appointment. The receptionist asked me a series of questions like, do you have a cough? Have you had a fever? I was able to answer no to all of those questions except the last one, have you been out of the country in the last 30 days? And to that I had to answer yes. So she handed me a mask and asked me to put it on and to go sit over there and wait. It was all pretty routine, except we were in the very early days of our awareness of this new virus. I had worn a mask and what we now know as PPE before visiting patients in the hospital who were in isolation, but I'd never worn this stuff out in public. And I felt that it was both uncomfortable and freeing all at the same time. It was uncomfortable because I felt very conspicuous. I was the only one there wearing a mask, and I thought that they were probably suspicious of what I was trying to hide. No one came and sat next to me. But it was also freeing because not being a morning person, I didn't have to try and make small talk. I didn't even have to smile or look pleasant. And there may have been some people who would have recognized me otherwise, but didn't because I was hidden behind the mask. They didn't know me. This can be a metaphor for our relationship with God. We may try to hide or mask ourselves so that God doesn't see us as we know ourselves to be. Or we may feel distanced from God. There are numerous passages in the Bible that talk about God's intimate knowledge of us. Adam and Eve hid after they sinned, but that never works with God. The letter to the Hebrews says something rather disturbing. It says, before God no creature is hidden, but all are naked and laid bare to the eyes of the one to whom they must render an account. No mask, not even any clothes. Yikes. But that immediately goes on to tell us about Jesus, who knows our human weakness and understands and invites us to come and to come boldly to him for mercy and grace, for help in our time of trouble. Psalm 32 says that when he quit trying to hide from God and confessed his sin, it was then that he came to understand God's grace and forgiveness. It seems that the more we talk with God, the closer we get, and the more acceptance we understand, kind of like this mask. As I talk, it kind of comes off all by itself. Jesus says that God knows everything about us, even the number of hairs at our heads. Not that that's probably a big thing to God, but it does say that God cares about us, to pay attention, and that there's no hurt, there's no worry, there's no concern that God's not aware of or care about or understand. These days, for health reasons, other people may want us to wear a mask and to stay distanced, and we might know that to be necessary or prefer that ourselves. But with God, there is no distance or mask. We can't hide, but neither should we want to. God knows you as you are. God loves you as you are. God invites you to come to him as you are, and God promises to help you and to heal you and to forgive you and to keep you close forever. This is Light for Today. I'm Pastor Mark Erlaup.